If I ain't a young shadow, then what do you call that? You mad texting in all caps, beat the wrong day, man. Damn, wait, cap, don't be you, still feeling the weight cap. I'll be on what I'm on if I ain't rap. Really with no stress till the numbers came back. Shit, family know we ain't playing no more. Girl trying to hit my dope like my hand. You don't listen with all the smoke, the car saying you done. Pistol with us, yo, Edison straight without bang. I got it guns, down except slide. 30 grand, 3 days straight without hang. 25, ain't taking no time. Start playing, carpet, same color snow with his head burn. We got no whole team in moving, it's a break town, busy with his future, can't miss them. From the start till you start bringing that big round. See what the Wizard did that $1 pick, bro. I ain't just gonna start. I'll make sure this take
Wednesday night hoops here at the Sports and Expo Center here at the campus of Macomb Community College here in Warren, Michigan. Your Macomb Monarchs coming in at 7-6 on the season. Welcome in the 11-5 Edison State Community College Chargers right here on the Macomb Athletics Network for the final non-conference game of this season. Alongside my buddy Tom Calvin, I'm Alex Johnson. Thank you for spending your Wednesday night with us here on the Macomb Athletics Network. And Tom, it's just been great to see what the Monarchs have done here over the last few games. They've won their last 4 straight and a couple of nail-biting wins up at SC4 against South Suburban and Kalamazoo Valley. Now look at the close out this non-conference slate, against Edison State here tonight.
Yeah, Alex, after losing 3 straight games, they fell to number 13 Mid-Michigan. They fell to number 19 LCC, and then also an overtime loss to Hocking here at home. They've been playing very good basketball. They're winners of 4 in a row. They really took down Lake Michigan by 30. It took down Owens by a good margin as well. And then those tougher contests in Port Huron last week, those are kind of the ones that are the statement victories that are going to kind of prove to this, conference, this division, that Macomb means business. They're a team that's not going to go away lightly, and beating up on a team like Kalamazoo Valley, that's huge. Only allowing 40 points compared to the 45 that they scored. I mean, they've been a good defensive team all year long, but when you hold a team to just 40 points like that, they've done it twice in their last 3 games. Very impressive. I expect to see the same sort of defensive prowess from this group, but hopefully their shooting gets a little bit better as it has been over the last couple of games.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to come in against this Edison State team coming in at 11-5. They got a 30-point win in their last game against Wayne County Community College. So it's been their first game, or about few weeks or so, trying to get back into those swing of things. But Macomb trying to stop this Edison State Chargers team here tonight.
Also, it does not look like Janiah McWilliams will be suiting up tonight for Macomb, so that's a big loss. McWilliams, 5.5 points per game, 4.5 rebounds per game, and also 35 assists to lead the team. That's a big miss for Macomb tonight.
Yeah, we'll see how that impacts Macomb here tonight as we send it down to our public address announcer, Chris Snyder, for the starting lineups.
Let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First for the Edison State Chargers, a 5'7" sophomore number 4, Abby Yukon. A 6'2" sophomore, number 10, Allison Hughes. A 5'9" freshman, number 13, Jenna Dirksen. A 5'7" freshman, number 21, Riley Homan. And a 6'1" sophomore, number 25, Ania Pearson. The Edison State assistant coach is Doug Martin. Chargers head coach is Tim McMahon. And now starting for your Macomb Monarchs, a 5'4" freshman from Detroit, number 2, Alea Forrest. A 5'11" freshman from Farmington, Michigan, number 11, Asia Jihad. A 5'8" sophomore from Shelby Township, number 12, Sydney Guerin. A 5'8" freshman from St. Clair Shores, number 22, Ava Presnak. And a 5'8" freshman from Sterling Heights, number 24, Vanessa Galovich. The Macomb Community College assistant coaches are Al Pointer, Shannon Velisevic, Lou Ballard, and Emily Swerz. The Monarchs head coach is Kirk Caroline.
We are all set and ready to go here at the Sports and Expo Center. The Macomb Monarchs taking on the Edison State Chargers for the final non-conference game of the season. Tom Calvert and Alex Johnson with you for the call here tonight. The Monarchs winners of their last 4, trying to go for 5 in a row before they start conference play on Saturday. Those are walking in receiving vote Schoolcraft, which will be a tough game, but got to take care of business here tonight. A tall task for the Monarchs taking on Edison State at 11-5. We are underway as the Chargers win the opening tip. Working it down low. Here's Ania Pearson. That one shot missed. Into the hands of Jihad. Here come the Monarchs here on their first possession of the ball game. Leah Forrest. Out to Jihad. Looks over to Galovich at the top of the key. Up to Jihad over in the wing. When the cut in is Ava Prasnak. It bobbled out of her hands. Riley Holman takes it down. Going up for a shot, too strong by Abby Yukon. Put back no by Hughes. Kick in on the second try. Mid-range jumper off the top of the rim by Abby Yukon. And the Chargers will get another possession. Too strong is Jenna Dirksen. As the Monarchs pushing in transition, Alea Forrest trying to maneuver her way around Riley Holman for a foul.
A lot of missed shots early on there from Edison State. The 2 girls to look at on their squad, Abby Yukon, number 4, and Allison Hughes, number 10. They were involved early on. Leading the team is Yukon with 16.5 points per game.
There's key players to look out for them is want to be able to limit their shooting wise. Make them work around to the other players on this team. So Macomb will have it, 15 on the shot clock. Forrest, guarded by Holman. At the top is Galovich. Going to go down to Jihad. I think that was a little bit of a forced pass.
Definitely.
Yeah, tipped off by Allison Hughes. The Chargers in transition. Abby Yukon gets up, doesn't get the shot off, but she'll go to the line.
Yeah, once again, Macomb, they're struggling to get back in transition. We've seen it in past games where they have lost by large margins. Other teams are just getting the rebound, and they're moving quickly up the floor and getting it past a majority of the Macomb defense. That's what happened there. That's what led to the foul.
That goes in by Yukon. Standing at 5'7" from Christiansburg, Ohio, sophomore on this team. Able to get both to go down. Coming in shooting about 65% for the charity stripe. It's Macomb trying to get on the board. Alea Forrest with some miscommunication. Sydney Guerin kept it in bounds, but turned over to the Chargers. Poke there by Forrest into the hands of Jihad.
Good active hands from Alea.
Alea Forrest taking it all by herself, gets it up and gets the roll in.
She's dangerous with that left hand. That's her bread and butter.
Tied up at 2 minutes into this contest. Jenna Dirksen sending up the offenses, UConn. Work around 15 on the shot clock. Holman. UConn going in, draws another foul.
We're noticing early on this Edison State team, they want to take the ball to the rim. They want to either be fouled or finish with easy buckets at the cup. Have only taken 1 3-point shot. Macomb has yet to shoot a 3-ball, which at this juncture in the game, just a couple of minutes in, we've seen in past games multiple 3-point heaves early on. But looks like they're changing up the game plan a little bit to start tonight.
And a whistle here is, we've seen at the beginning of the game, they were shooting up at least 10 frees in the first quarter. Kind of a different story here in the first 2 minutes or so. So got a stoppage in play. And going back to the Monarchs, they had some tough victories, only winning by 5 points against South Suburban and Kalamazoo Valley, both of those being at SC4, neutral site games. But it's been a great turnaround to see. Being a game above 500, Coach Kirk Carolina was happy how the team has done as of late.
Especially in his first season, too, having that slow start and starting to pick things up. But that's a couple of turnovers now for Macomb where the ball's been in that corner, and Asi Jihad has not flashed. I think there's just some miscommunication on that near side, leading to extra opportunities for Edison.
Got to be able to take care of the basketball as Allison Hughes misses that one in the low block. Another offensive board for Edison State. Have a 1-point lead. One missed by Holman. Macomb working in transition. Alea Forrest. That's it off her foot.
They stripped her of it, and as her body continued to move forward, it ran right into the basketball and kicked it out of play.
Turnover number 5 already.
Wow, 3 minutes in.
Yeah, they were just being so disciplined as of late. They were forcing 30, 35 turnovers on the last homestand.
It's a good Edison State team as well. If you're not careful, they could take you to the cleaners on any given day.
Yeah, with that 11-5 record, it's been really strong. Playing part of the OCCAA. As Guerin hands it off over to Galvich. Now Asi Jihad hits the mid-range jumper.
Team leader in points at 14.2 per game. Thank you, Tim.
An errant pass over to our sports information editor, Tim Johnson.
Macomb timeout. That's a 30-second timeout.
Coach Kirk Carolina's going to take a timeout. They have a 4-3 lead, just 3.5 minutes into the contest, but he's not pleased how his team has played so far. Coughing the ball up 5 times and just not getting back on defense. There's some miscommunication here so far.
Yeah, it's the communication issues, it's the unforced errors, and it's the hustle back on defense. Those are the things that are always going to frustrate coaches. As a coach, you can live with the missed shots, some of the fouls that happen from time to time, but when it comes to the effort and the communication of you and your teammates, those are the things that are the most frustrating because those are the things that you can control the most.
Yeah, he's got to be able to take care of business. Got some substitutions here. Nevaeh Knott comes in, as well as Carissa Hankins for Macomb. Just need to get on a run. No three-pointers have been attempted by Macomb here these first few minutes. Forrest at the free throw line. Over to Guerin. Clock at 8. Guarded tightly by Pearson. Jihad from the free throw line. Gets up with a go. Nothing but net.
Asi Jihad.
Nice shot from Asi Jihad. She was tied up. Just heaved it up, drained it.
Well, now here is UConn. It's a sent out of bounds off of Macomb. So 20 on the shot clock to work with.
Abby playing along her sister, Emma UConn. She's a freshman, while Abby a sophomore. As we mentioned in game one, Edison State out of Pequot, Ohio, just about an hour north of Dayton.
A long-range shot missed by Holman. Crash to the offensive board again. Missed that time by Hughes off the backboard. All the rebounds have been offensive, but Sydney Guerin able to drill that one from the wing.
Nice shot from Sydney.
She's had the hot hand all season long for Macomb.
Was her 30th made three-pointer of the year.
UConn can't answer back. And the ball goes out of bounds off of Edison State. And Macomb has to do a better job of crashing the boards.
5, Emma Will.
All the rebounds, 5 offensive rebounds for Edison State so
And
far.
number 20, Amanada Dicko.
Yeah, when you have that number of offensive rebounds and you have those turnovers, I mean, it's going to take you shooting 80% from the field to be up 9-3, and that's what they are. They're 4 of 5 to start are the Monarchs. But I don't know if you can sustain that hot of shooting, so being able to keep the rebounds and turnovers low, that's a big thing.
Not the high post. 10 on the shot clock, in trouble. And a foul called on Ania Pearson. 6'1" sophomore from Lima, Ohio.
Chargers foul, number 25, Ania Pearson. Her first, team second.
Pearson with size at 6'1". Yeah, Knott was in trouble as Coach Caroline said she needed help. Able to regroup here. Hankins going down to Sydney Guerin gets that one to go.
Beautiful cut from Guerin right there and finishing at the rim.
Come up by 8. After a slow start to this game, as a travel called on Pearson.
She is baffled by that call. But sometimes, you know, when you abruptly pick up your dribble like that, that second foot can kind of move a little bit, and that's what referees are looking for.
Yeah, the players might not even realize it, you know, in the moment, and that's why they have that shock of disbelief when a call like that is on you. Sydney Guerin's 3 pops out. Pearson goes down to the ground, gets back up though, no foul was called. Edison State has it here. Abby UConn. Working out here to Emma Will. Guard at 5'7", a freshman, 10 on the shot clock. All alone down low is Amanita Dicko. And just had to get a hand on her to stop her getting a bunny.
Macomb foul.
Navia Knott.
Navia Knott, her first. Team third. In for the Monarchs.
Dicko will go to the line.
Zion Harris. Amanada Dicko on the line.
Sophomore averaging about 3 points per game. It's the first one to fall. Shoots about 46% on the free throw line. Grabs 4 boards as well. And that one gets a roll in off the top of the rim and into the hoop. Makes it 11-5. Zion Harris into the ball game.
We saw Zion post a career high back against Fanshawe a couple weeks ago. Or a week and a half ago, I'm sorry. Feels way longer than December 29th.
Yeah, those days don't go by too quick. Alea Forrest in the wing. Guard there by Holman. Puts a shot up, a 3 on the shot clock. No. Ball loose on the ground into the hands of Riley Holman. Gets across the timeline. Alea playing tight defense on her. Going in. Asi Jahad with the steal. Monarchs trying to go on the break. Forrest taking it all the way. That's off the side of the rim.
And she got caught underneath the basket, did not know where she was in reference to the hoop.
So working around here is Pearson. Foot on the line for 2. No. Jahad picks up another board. Has 4 rebounds on the game with her 4 points. Sydney Guerin driving in baseline. Floats one up. Too strong. And they're going to say that was off of the Monarchs. Coach Kirk Caroline said that was tipped out of bounds.
Number 22,
he's not going to get the call.
And Knott was late getting her hand in there to pick up that rebound. So, I mean, I think that could have gone either way, but.
Well, Monarchs still up by 6, under 3 to go here in this first quarter. And well, we move up to the top. Over now here to Abby Yukon. Tight defense by Knott. She's double teamed with Prasnak. Well, hot potato a bit. Worked around. Going in for a 10-foot shot. Missed by Macy Strasser. Now the Monarchs bringing it up the floor. Leah Forrest directing traffic. Looks over to her right. Sees Zion Harris. Works over to Prasnak. 13 on the shot clock. 2:05 to go here in this first quarter. Harris taking it left side, kicking out. Sydney Guerin all alone on the wing. Misses that one from deep. And it's going to be Chargers basketball.
Guerin, Forrest, and Jihad, the only 3 Monarchs who have taken a shot in this game. Prasnak hasn't, Galovich, Hankins, Knott, Harris. They've all played multiple minutes in this game, but nobody else has taken a shot besides those 3. Guerin, 2 for 6 to start for a team-high 5 points.
They have a 6-point lead. Edison State now off to the best start offensively as Hughes misses that one.
I mean, Edison cannot buy a basket right now.
It's been ice cold here so far. Been tough to see. 0 of 12 from the field. Jihad using her post move, getting that one into Forrest. Put too much on that one. Goes off the foot of Edison State.
Now in for Macomb, number 4.
Off of Strasser's shoes. And Macomb will have it underneath.
0 for 14 shooting the basketball right now, Alex. The only 5 points coming from the free throw line.
Just unheard of from a team like this. Sydney Guerin drills another triple.
Sydney Guerin.
That's a big shot right there. Starts to take the confidence and deflate this Edison team.
There we go on the 15th basket of the game. Ania Pearson makes it 14-7. And the first basket of the game for the Chargers. Unheard of here. Jihad cutting in, all alone in the paint.
Yep, she lost Allison Hughes down low. Hit him with a little backdoor cut, and Jihad with the easy finish with the right hand.
Macomb up by 9. 45 seconds to go here in this first quarter. Trying to do too much with Strasser. Needs help. Sets it up to UConn. Going over to Emma Will. 35 seconds to work with. We got 13 on the shot clock. UConn trying to create some space. Going down low. Get that one up. Again is Pearson again. We'll see if the Monarchs can hold it for the last shot. They got 20 seconds to work with. Up by 7. Zion Harris. Over to Prasnak. 8 on the clock. Picked up her dribble. Galovich going to take it. Going up with it and gets it to go. Vanessa Galovich able to drill that one in as time expires.
Everything falling for Macomb here. Nice dribble drive from Galovich and the right-hand floater.
So it's going to be 18-9 after 1. And the Monarchs holding Edison State just 2 of 16 from the field.
And Alex, they haven't hit an outside shot. I mean, anything that's been longer than 2 or 3 feet away from the rim. Anaya Peterson has both baskets, and they've come at the block right underneath the rim. So, I mean, their outside shooting from anywhere on the floor has been very poor to start, and Macomb's has been stellar, over 50%. Guerin's already knocked down 2 of 4 3-pointers. She's the only one that has shot one today. And that's something that, I mean, has piqued my interest from the start. From what we've seen, we saw, you know, over the last 4 or 5 games that you and I have called for the women's basketball squad, 4 or 5 different girls taking 3-pointers. And when you look at the numbers, Sydney Guerin is the one that is far and away the best 3-point shooter with 29 made this year. Asi Jihad has made 17, and Alea Forrest has made 13. you got to give Cindy Guerin the ball from deep. She's the one that needs to continue to shoot those threes. I love what Macomb is doing because it's a little more of a strategic game plan, and it's working in not only Guerin's favor, but Jihad, Forrest, Galovich, everybody else is also thriving for it, finding other ways to score.
Yeah, just a different style of basketball than what we've seen early on in the year, or just shoot up as many shots on the three-point line. But has been the case here so far. This was mostly Cindy Guerin from that. As Macomb will get it here to start the second quarter, up by 9 as Harris lost the handle of the basketball.
Guerin might only be shooting 23% from downtown, but she's also taken and made the most. And she's going to be the one that's going to continue to shoot from downtown, and both teams trade turnovers there.
Yeah, just unforced. You got to be able to take care of the basketball. Turnover number 7 already for Edison State.
It's a credit to Macomb's defense.
This is a team that just plays really clean throughout. Don't make mistakes like that, especially being 11-5. Galovich down low on the floor, able to pick it back up. Harris, Jihad, working out. Cindy Guerin for 3, missed. Going up again is Asi Jihad for the putback.
Asi Jihad.
Edison State's got to find a way to put a body on both Vanessa Galovich and Asi Jihad right there. That was too easy on the offensive rebound and putback.
Monarchs now up by double digits. Hughes poked. Jihad trying to get down on the floor. Couldn't keep it in bounds. So on the side right by us, inbounding it will be Strasser for the Chargers, but not before substitution.
Number 20, Amanada Dicko.
Amanada Dicko comes back in. UConn just not pleased. Nobody was getting open. And weren't aware of the shot clock.
Shot clock violation.
That's a mix of great defense from Macomb and just the overall confidence level from this Charger team is at an all-time low right now. I mean, you could see the facial expression of Abby UConn right there. Just kind of looked defeated. And Macomb playing so well offensively, coupled with their strong defense, has kind of led to that.
You always got to be aware. Take a look up at that clock. I think no one really was worried about it.
They're worried about somebody getting open instead of what time they had to get the shot off by. Oh, my.
Vanessa Galovich. Wow.
Vanessa.
That was a move.
We've seen those from her so far this season. Airballed on that one. Nothing's going their way. Looked like maybe a tip by Jihad.
I think Asi just barely got a finger on it, affected the ball, made it an air ball.
Krasnak going out to Galovich. Gets out over at the top. Jihad, clock at 10. Posting up, back to Vanessa Galovich. Vanessa going to step in for 2, and you bet. She's had a game here so far.
You could say that again. Holy cow. Galovich already 6 points. Knocking down everything she's throwing up at the rim.
And this
now in for the Chargers.
Turmoil continues for the Chargers with that travel. Well, this has not been the game that they've drawn up here. If your coach, Tim McMahon, is an 11th season over with the Chargers. 2 of 18 from the field, coughing the ball up 9 times. As Harris gets it over to Jihad, cutting that one in.
I love that roll and that cut from Asi Jihad. We've seen her do it a couple times. I think Alea Forrest did it one time as well. When they get that ball on the wing, they have someone flash in front on that elbow. And so far, it has worked every single time. Edison's got to make an adjustment. And if you're Macomb, keep the pedal on the gas and run this score up.
26-9. Macomb has really opened things up over the Chargers of Edison State. They call time. We'll take one ourselves. We'll be back after this. Tonight's game is brought to you by First State Bank, a community bank with nationwide ATMs and locations throughout Macomb County, Michigan, offering consumer and business banking since 1917. What a game here so far for the Monarchs. Up 26-9 over the Chargers of Edison State. A team that was coming in 11-5 on the season. I think they're playing a little bit of rust right now. Haven't played in over 2.5 weeks.
I'd agree with that completely. That's a long time to go without playing a ball game and just getting your, a competitive ball game. It's different playing against yourself in practice.
Especially with the holiday break, it's not uncommon for teams to have some time off. But for that stretch, just getting back into it.
Ava Presnick.
That seems
second. Team first.
A very long break.
Now in for the Monarchs, number 20, Nevaeh Anat.
Also, we've seen this happen before, but on the opposite side, Alex. I mean, there's been numerous games that we have called where the Monarchs have been, 2 of 20 from three-point range, 10 of 40 shooting the ball entirely, and also with double-digit turnovers in the first half. So being able to see them making the adjustments to not be that team and to do it to somebody else is awesome. Especially
against a team over 500.
Yeah.
No, this is not a team that's look at their record, not like 4-12 or 6-10. A team that's near the bottom. This is a strong team. Edison State, not ranked in the NGCAA Division II, but miscommunication there. Air pass by Harris as Forrest was trying to drive in baseline.
And she was going to curl around to that same side Zion was on. Now she'll take a seat for Sydney Guerin, who's already got 8 points in this ball game. How about Asi Jihad working on a double-double right now? 7 rebounds to go along with 10 points.
Going to get that here before halftime. Omen there by Pearson. Working it down here to Morgan Board, and that shot is good.
Morgan Board.
That's only the 3rd made basket for the Chargers here. And we're almost 15 minutes into this contest.
Board's a transfer from Clark State, came over this past season. Sophomore out of Springfield, Ohio.
Chargers foul number 20.
Board averaging a little over 5 points per game.
Team first.
A foul on Dicko. Macomb will have 23 on the shot clock to work up by 15. Trying to get it to Jihad, but Guerin passed it a little bit too much over the head of her and into the hands of Board.
Yeah, got to be better on those inbound passes. That's something Macomb's really struggled with this year.
Macomb foul.
Now Nevaeh Anat picks up a foul. It's her second.
Team second.
She's got to be careful. I know there's 6 minutes remaining in this first half, but if she gets to a third, could see her off the floor sooner than later.
Well, Carissa Hankins is going to check in just a moment. As making 1 of 2 is Abby Yukon.
Now in for the Monarchs, number 1, Carissa Hankins.
I just want to be smart here. Up by 14 with under 6 to go in the half. As Forrest gives it over to Guerin. Guerin on the left wing. Working around, 15 on the shot clock. Cutting in is Guerin, trying to get herself open. But teleported that one. Pearson has it, and it's going to be an easy deuce.
Ania Pearson.
Yeah, those telegraphed passes at the top of the key, very easy to be picked off and taken for an easy bucket.
Forrest driving down, gets it blocked by Pearson. Able to get her up, though. Monarchs are inbounded. They'll have 23 to work with. Hankins trying to get over to Jihad. Pass low. Able to keep it in play. And she's going to be called for a travel. I'm trying to pick up the basketball and drive it to the hoop.
So after Macomb's really hot start offensively, starting to cool off, hit that dry spell. It's going to be on their defense to keep that lead.
Board bobbled it, gets it back. Holman, 15 on the shot clock. Trying to cut in is Yukon. Running on the back door. And she makes Macomb pay.
That's a well-executed basket right there. Nice off-ball movement from Abby Yukon to find herself open on the block.
Yeah, she's been the leading scorer for them. Trying to carry her team herself. Averaging about 16 points a game. Forrest out to Guerin. Going to pull one up. Short. Abby Yukon has it. Edison State trying to cut it within single digits. A 4:22 to go here in this first half. Yukon. Let's run over. Holman. 10 to work with.
Oh.
Pearson.
As
Jihad jumped too early. And just like that, it's a 9-0 run for Edison State.
That's a fundamental basketball move if I've ever seen one. The pump fake, get your defender high in the air and drive to the rim for two. Anaya Pearson's having a pretty solid game as well.
Jihad able to drill that one from the top of the key for three. Ends that run for the Chargers as it leads back up to 11. Morgan Board trying to answer back. She cannot. Alea Forrest takes the board and takes it all the way. Going to go up with it. No. Cone trying to get back. Up there is Dicko. Got a hand in there by Guerin. Great defense. Ball on the ground. Dicko gets it back, gets it up and in.
Aminata Dicko.
That's a broken play. Ends up in the Edison State favor. But once again, Macomb struggling to get back. After Forrest misses on the opposite end, they had Dicko in transition all by herself. Guerin had to come in and make a nice play defensively. Obviously, that second chance is tough because it was 2-on-1 there. But, yeah, Macomb, I mean, this is kind of that breaking point here. Are you going to allow this Edison State team to come back into the ball game, or are you going to step on the throats and continue to keep a double-digit lead and score the basketball like they have? We've seen some awesome fundamental basketball from Macomb when it's come to baseline cuts, cutting over the face of some defenders on the elbows, and some hot shooting as well. So let's see if MCC can follow it up in the final 3 minutes of this half and move it into the second half too.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, even though they're shooting 54% from the field compared to 27% for Edison State, their leads been back down to 9. You know, they turned the ball over 11 times. They're being out rebounded right now 17-14. Especially Edison State getting 9 offensive boards.
And Macomb hasn't seen the free throw line yet. Edison State 6 of 10 from the line. Macomb 0 of 0.
Got to be able to take some more chances down here.
It's good D.
Yeah, great work there by Dicko. Looking on the hands of Jihad as Alea Forrest is trying to send it down into her. 14 to work with. Under 3 to go here in this half. You got Vanessa Galovich over in the corner who has the basketball. Clock at 8. Going to take it herself. And will draw a foul. She'll go to the line.
There we go. Got to force the issue right there. Try to split a double team and muscle yourself up to maybe make a basket, but definitely go to the line for some free shots.
Galovich gets the first one to go. Looking at it from her, averaging about 5 points a game. Coming over from Utica High School.
Now in for the Chargers, number 10, Allison Hughes.
Makes both. They're back up by double digits. Jenna Dirksen back in. Went back and forth with her and Riley Holman. Yukon putting up a difficult shot. Nothing on that one. Hughes was trying to save it, but was out of bounds.
That was good defensive recovery there from Asi Jihad. Carissa Hankins was beat by originally. Macomb had to step up. They got in the face of Yukon, and she had to throw together a very chaotic shot that had no chance.
Galvich going over to Jihad. And just put too much on that one. Could have maybe went with the bounce pass.
100% right on that, Alex. Got to go with the bounce pass. Either look to one side or the other of your defender and try to throw something in there. It's been the entry passes that have been the struggle. Jihad's finding a way to cut to the rim and get open. It's just the entry passes need to be better.
Missed that one by Dirksen. Galovich has it. Oh, that one up now to Hankins on one hop. Thank goodness that one wasn't picked off. Forrest, pump thinking, going down low. Jihad, handed there by Hughes to strip it away.
They just can't get that pass in there. Jihad is open.
And colliding in there as Dirksen falls to the ground as well as Hankins. We have a blocking foul.
It looked like Hankins was set for the charge, but referees think differently. She was standing right there for a while, too.
So Jenna Dirksen will go to the line, averaging about 7 points per game as a freshman. Gets a second one to fall. 31-21.
Zion Harris.
And Zion Harris comes back into the ball game. A minute 40 to work with here in this first half. Harris. High defense by Holman, creating some space. That's not one to go.
Nice bucket
Zion
right there.
Harris.
Able to create space for herself. Zion Harris makes it a 12-point ball game. Pearson too strong, gets her own rebound, can't get it. Hughes on the third try, yes.
It's not double-digit offensive rebounds, 11 for Edison State compared to just 3 for Macomb.
Got to be better at that. You're the Monarchs, especially coming into the second half shortly.
Yeah, Macomb's lucky that Edison is struggling to shoot the ball at this point because it could be a different score right now, especially with all the extra opportunities that they've had.
Nothing but net, Vanessa Galovich.
Galovich for 3.
Wow, what a game she's having here.
Absolutely. She has been on a clinic so far. She has 11. Right behind Jihad, who has 13.
She's 4 of 4 shooting. Just can't miss right now.
UConn gets hacked and pulling up a shot down low on the block.
Foul number 12, Sydney Guerin. Her first.
First foul for her. UConn heads back to the line.
Abby UConn
Free throw 7 and 8 for her coming up.
She gets the line often for how often she handles the basketball and how aggressive she is. Got to go to the line anywhere from 8 to 10 times.
Free throw falls for UConn. It's been one of the huge reasons why this team has over double-digit wins so far here. Her season high is 27 she had against Schoolcraft a month ago. Harris going up with it. Gets to the ball.
Wow.
Zion Harris.
That was off balance, left-handed bucket for number 4.
We'll see if the Chargers will hold it for the last shot. They got 15 seconds to work with. Holman at the top. Over now to Pearson. Taken away by Harris. 5 seconds. Got to get a shot off. And just was kind of holding on what she was going to do there.
Got to shoot the ball there.
I think she was waiting for someone to get back. And she made the defensive play, but couldn't get a shot off. As we are through one half of play, Macomb will go into the locker room up 38-25. What did you like about their time in that first half?
I mean, besides the sensational shooting from multiple individuals, obviously Vanessa Galovich had herself a heck of a first half, 11 points, 4 of 4 in 17 minutes. Honestly, Jihad was 6 of 6. She could not miss either, 13 points. You saw Alea Forrest get in on the action, controlled the point very well. Sydney Guerin, my goodness, 2 of 6 from downtown. She's got 8 points. But, Alex, it was all about the defense right there. Edison State, they shoot 4 more shots than Macomb does, and they shoot for just 25%, 8 of 31. 0 for 5 from downtown. The perimeter defense was great. The only thing I would say for Macomb is their transition D was the only thing that was kind of failing them, because even though Edison State wasn't making the baskets in transition, they were being fouled, they were going to the line, and that's why they're 9 of 14 from the free throw line compared to just 2 of 2 for Macomb. So in this second half, Macomb needs to get to the line a little bit more. They need to be a little stronger going to the rim. You'd love for this hot shooting to continue, but you got to affect the game in other ways to still win without shooting darn near 60% from the field in each half.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see what they can do here in the second half. Edison State's going to try to keep this a game down by 13, but this one's going to be far forever based on how they've played so far this season. We're going to step aside. We'll be back for the second half. When that clock hits 0, we'll be right back here on the Macomb Athletics Network, having a 13-point lead at halftime.
You can't forgive me, you my real bro. I told them to let it go, they still. I made my first money in the trenches and I still got it. Every now and then I go and get it. Can't forget where I come from. So the people that my label know I'm not done. Get whatever I want, whenever I want it. Go number one. Top five, you ain't running some. I'm from fire, you was a rebel some. Money for me, you ain't good some. Grabbing and waiting good some. Listen to me, talk to me. I don't want you nagging though. I didn't want it, now you got it. That ain't nothing to brag about. You been out here playing for the minimum, why you maxing out? I went from the cottage to shooters, keep off the 60 count. $1,000,000 meetings, call a shirt, I let my company come. I'm a brand to get on to the light, can't even be stuck in the dark. I just told the Lord, keep on fight, bro, can't be stuck in no box. If you supposed to get you while we get one, get not no option. And she not gonna tell her friends, you need stop. She's too cute to ride a Uber, so I'm out of the car. They been trying to catch up with me, I'm sorry to far. I'm not running, wait, I'm already not. I'm already not. I'm not running, wait, but I'm already not. I'm already not. Get on in my bed, it's vibe, it's vibe. You should get on in my bed, it's vibe, it's vibe. Top five, you ain't running some. I'm from fire, you was a rebel some. Money for me, you ain't good some. Grabbing and waiting good some.
Second half about to get underway shortly here at the Sports and Expo Center here at Macomb Community College in Warren, Michigan. 38-25 lead for your Macomb women's basketball team over the Chargers of Edison State Community College. Alex Johnson, Tom Cavanaugh with you for the call here. As Macomb did really well from the field, shooting about 59% from the field, but only up by 13. Has had some mistakes defensively, especially on the defensive side, allowing 11 offensive rebounds for the Chargers and turning the ball over 14 times.
Yeah, the only reason, really, that Macomb's winning by this double-digit margin right now is because of their hot shooting. You mentioned the offensive rebounds, way in the favor of Edison State. You look at other stats here, rebounds in total, Edison out-rebounding them there. I mean, also in turnovers, 11 turnovers for Edison State, but there's 14 for Macomb. I mean, the Chargers are doing everything to be able to win this ball game. They're winning every other matchup point except for the scoring stat, which is the most important, obviously, because the game is dictated based off of how many points you score. But if Macomb can continue to shoot like this, they'll win this game handedly. It's going to be on their defense and limiting those turnovers if that shooting does falter a little bit.
Yeah, we'll see what they could do here as the Chargers get here to start the second half. Abby Yukon working it around here. Here's Holman. Going up for a shot, and that one goes in, off the glass and in by Abby Yukon. First triple of the ball game for the Chargers. She has 11 points. Macomb has to get it across the timeline. They do. Trap, double team is Forrest. Nearly over and back. That ball was just barely past the half-court line. Vanessa Galovich continues her hot shooting tonight with another three ball.
My goodness. Huh. Can't miss today.
41-28, Pearson. Adding it down to Allison Hughes. Gets her own rebound. Going up with it, no. Jihad picks up the board.
Nice rebound on the second chance there from Ossie.
Ossie now has 13 and 8. Now Alea Forrest calling traffic. Over to the side. Okay, Vanessa Galovich, Sydney Guerin. High post, Ossie Jihad working it around. Clock at 6, got to get a shot off. Ossie Jihad going in, too much, and Ossie's going to the line.
That had to be a point of emphasis at halftime, being able to force more fouls and get to the free throw line. Just 2 of 2 in the first half for MCC, and right out of the gate, a minute and a half in, they're already back at the line.
Got to be able to be aggressive and take it to the hoop. Get yourself back at the free throw line as Jihad gets the first one to fall. Averaging 14 points per game and 9 rebounds. The 5'11" freshman out of North Farmington makes both free throws. It's been such a key piece down low. Being a double-double machine nearly every game, based on how she has played so far. And great to see for Coach Kirk Caroline and how this player has really blossomed in the front court and down low as Allison Hughes gets that one to fall on the right side. More four-court pressure by Edison State, trailing by 13. Alea Forrest stopping, kicks out Asi Jihad, goes in. Guerin gonna take it herself, working it around. 10 on the shot clock. Forrest around, Asi Jihad gonna pull one up. Nothing on that one.
Now in for the Monarchs.
Had the space to take the shot. Just didn't have the accuracy on it.
Macomb coming back with a little bit of a three-quarter press here. Nice hands from Zion Harris.
Nearly picked it off. UConn for 3. Another one for her.
She's starting to heat up, struggling that first half. Now she's feeling it.
Yeah, the leading scorer of this Chargers team trying to get a spark. Sydney Guerin trying to answer back. Oh, that one went in and out. And that one is going to be on Galovich for a push on the rebound.
Foul number 24, Vanessa.
I thought it was going to be on Prasnak for swinging an arm through when Pearson got that rebound.
Number 20.
Nevertheless, Guerin had that wide open triple. She's not going to make every shot she takes right from that corner over there. But keep getting her open. She's as good a shooter as any on this Macomb team. Got to let her take her chances.
UConn taking it all the way. We got a jump ball off the rebound. And it's going to be Macomb basketball.
Macomb possession.
Winning by 10 here with just under 7 to go in this third quarter. Jihad couldn't get to it. Another errant pass by Macomb leads to a basket by Jenna Dirksen. And the lead's been cut down to 8 now. There's full court pressure. It's been mounting here. Macomb able to get past it. Jihad drives in. Right side goes up for, and she's going back to the line.
Continue it this way. I know the shooting could continue to be very strong. I mean, Galovich, she knocked down her first shot of this half. Asi Jihad already thriving. But you want to try to find those free foul shots. Another great knockdown right there. Asi's been so much better from the free throw line than how she started the year. But yeah, limiting those turnovers, getting those offensive rebounds, limiting the offensive boards for the opponent. That's going to help out in more ways than one.
Gets both to fall. Coming in as a 67% free throw shooter. Amanana Dicko comes in for Ania Pearson.
Number 20.
Yeah, those are points that are going to affect the score because, I mean, even though Macomb was, I think, leading by 8 or 9 points somewhere in that first half, should have been a lot larger of a margin, but Edison State had themselves 9 free throws compared to 0 from Macomb. Now the Monarchs are starting to pick it up at the line.
And they've been perfect so far here in this game. Knocking down those easy points. Holman going up over Galovich, in and out. Ball goes into the hands of Knott. Monarchs on the break. Harris will get out to Jihad and get the offense to reset. And she's going to be called for a travel after getting the pass.
I thought she moved enough to draw a whistle. when you make that pump fake, those feet have to stay extremely just rooted into the ground. There was a little bit of movement there.
Well, nonetheless, it goes back over to the Chargers. Knock gets a block off of Hughes. And a travel on the rebound. Moving those feet again. Can't be planted there. Got to be able to keep them planted.
Now
those are just some of the most unnecessary turnovers I've seen. You got 2 Monarchs down there with nobody else around you for a country mile. Got to get it up to someone that can dribble up the floor.
And get that one to fall is Holman. As Macomb will send it back down the floor. Up by 10, 5:32 to go here in this third quarter. Jihad had Prasnik all alone.
That's just a telegraph pass again.
Yeah, just didn't get enough on it. Holman going in. Up there, that looked like that was Dicko. As Prasnik will be called for it.
Ava Prasnik. Her third team.
They got to try to utilize a bounce pass. That is one thing we have not seen much of from this Macomb team when they're trying to either find the entry pass on the cut towards the basket, something right there where Ossie's trying to drive to the rim and find the opposite block to Prasnik. Got to mix in that bounce pass different ways besides just that regular traditional chest pass that continues to be picked off and turned over.
Yes, Dicko is at the line. You got to be able to make adjustments. Just been some mistakes unforced. 17 turnovers. Wow. They've only forced 11. We've talked on their last few games, forcing the other team to cough the ball out 30 times. And they get down to Guerin. A dangerous pass. There's another floater pass. Could have been picked off. Down low to Jihad. Gets that one to go and one.
Asi Jihad.
Beautiful find from Alea Forrest. She looked at 3 or 4 other options, saw that Asi Jihad was on the block and actually had the advantage by angle against Dicko. And as soon as Jihad caught the basketball, she already had Dicko on her back hip, and it was an easy 2 on the end 1.
Jihad going back to the line. And she now has 20 points in the ball game.
Impressive.
Picking up 9 rebounds here tonight. Come up by 11. Hughes trying to get a bump. Gets the basket, Hughes does not get an and 1. But she makes it a 9-point game again.
Career high for Asi Jihad in a Macomb jersey as well. She had 19 back against Hocking College in the middle of December, and she now just broke that with 20.
And we had a foul called. That one will be on Allison Hughes.
Chargers foul number 10.
Sophomore at 6'2" from Rockford, Ohio.
Team fourth.
First foul for her. 14 fouls for the Chargers this quarter with 4.5 to go. Off the inbound, Cindy Guerin long 2. No. Macomb gets a second chance. Another crack at it with 13 to work with. Trying to create some space. Alea Forrest going up. Trying to get it down. Asi Jihad. Nothing on that one. So Edison State gets across Holman.
They're still very much in this ball game, only trailing by 9.
And so a lot of time left. 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Hughes on Jihad. Gets it blocked. Number 2 in the ball game for Asi Jihad. Going the other way. Ava Prasnik. Looking for Jihad. She does. Gets that one to go with the reverse.
She is doing such a great job of moving without the ball today, cutting towards the basket, finding those passes off the entry and finishing at the rim. Asi Jihad playing out of her mind right now.
22 points and 10 rebounds for Asi. Another double-double for her on the season. Hughes, this is that one from point-blank range. Eva Prasnik picks it up. Vanessa Galovich going all the way. Gets up for and she's going to the line.
Great job from Vanessa right there. Understood that she had Edison on their heels in transition. Did exactly what the Chargers did early on in this ball game. Galovich goes right hard to the rim, gets the foul call.
So Galovich will head to the line.
Looks to be just fine. Was down for a moment.
Ossie now picks up her 6th double-double on the season.
That's very impressive. In 13 games, I mean, yeah, that's good.
She's one of the key players to watch, in this league coming into conference play based on what she could do as Galovich gets the first free throw to roll in. And in their next game, they'll take on Schoolcraft, the team receiving votes on Saturday afternoon. Going to be an all-task. Well, to start off conference play, as Galovich makes both.
In for the Monarchs, number 1.
Give Vanessa Galovich a lot of credit. 4 of 4 from the free throw line, 5 of 5 from the field for 16 points. Her best game this season by far.
52-39. Shot missed by Emma Will. Jihad with another board.
As affected by Ava Prasnak. She got the original hand on it that shot the basketball to Jihad.
Alea Force kicking out to Hankins. Top of the key, Jihad. Free throw line. Guerin working it out. Carissa Hankins going to pull one up and gets it to go from downtown.
Carissa Hankins for 3.
Nice shot, Carissa. Wow. Rattled it home.
Her first shot in the game on the board for 3, and Macomb up by 16. UConn trying to answer back, and she does. Her third three-ball of the night.
Yeah, she's picking it up. 3 of 5 for 17 points now.
Point over her season average. Trying to keep the Chargers around. 55-42, take it away. Holman going up for it. Gets a bump by Hankins to get 2 free throws.
Macomb foul number
That's
1.
a big miss right there. You get the and one, game kind of changes right there because it could be cut to a 10-point lead
now in for the Chargers,
if they get the 2 and the foul.
Yeah, difference no point can make. As Riley Holman steps in to the stripe and gets the first one to fall. That's her first point of the evening. Now on the back end of these 2 free throws, she makes both. 55-44. Yeah, not really good pass by Forrest as Hankins couldn't get it. Had to stretch out for it. UConn gets it turned over. Forrest gets it down to Hankins. Now Ava Prasnak couldn't get it. Hankins gets down the floor. Down. As a timeout's going to be taken by Macomb.
Perfect call from Kirk.
That's a 30-second timeout.
He just needed that one. That was just a mess from the start, and you didn't want to give that one away. There's great awareness by Coach Kirk Caroline to call timeout. With 1:42 to go, they'll have 19 on the shot clock. Just can't afford to be sloppy with the basketball.
100%. And that's exactly what those last couple possessions were. Getting out of control, chaotic basketball. They got to get back to the basics. Set up that half-court offense. Find Ossie Jihad cut to the rim. Get Alea Forrest to run that tempo very well. And also Vanessa Galovich. Keep giving her chances to shoot the basketball because she has been perfect tonight as well. You can't afford those turnovers, especially in a game where you're trying to stave off Edison State, who we know is a good team. And Macomb has done a well enough job so far at keeping them off the board. 14 of 46, shooting 30% for Edison. Got to keep them around that number because if Abby UConn and the rest of this group start to get hot, they're going to make a comeback late in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you want to be able to play at your pace, play at your style of play, and don't let things get out of hand and make unforced errors. Alea Forrest going to take it, lost it, and it's another turnover. They have been adding up here for Macomb, 21 in the ball game. Pulling up there is UConn, and she has been on fire from deep here this second half.
Yeah, she's found it.
Prasnak, dangerous pass
Wow.
over to Jihad.
I don't know how that worked out. I'm sorry, Alex. I don't know how that worked out. She literally just turned around and yucked it over her shoulder and somehow found Jihad.
57-47. Just barely getting across is Holman. Sneaks by Forrest. 13 on the shot clock. Clock at 10. Holman going to take it all the way. Can't get it to fall. And another travel called. Once you get a rebound and you take a step.
Now in for Edison State.
Morgan Board will come back in.
Board.
Just raises the eyebrows for how many times they have gotten rebounds and traveled as soon as they get the rebound. Unforced errors, unforced turnovers that are leading to extra chances for Edison State.
Will misses it, but a blocking foul is called on Forrest.
Alex, Edison State has taken 13 more shots than Macomb has in this ball game, and they've made 6 less.
Emma Will on the line, shooting 2.
That just tells you, I mean, Edison's doing everything possible besides making the baskets to win this game.
Doing everything they can. Now only down by 8 after Will knocks down a pair of free throws.
And Abby UConn single-handedly bringing them back in the ballgame with 20 points. The next closest is Pearson with 8.
And Pearson was strong in the first half. Has been kind of invisible here. And Macomb's going back to the line as a foul is called on Board. 27.2 to go.
Chargers
It'll be Prasdak at the line.
Her first.
Trying to get her first baskets, her first points rather tonight.
Shooting 2.
4 assists and 4 rebounds for the 5'8" freshman out of Lakeview High School in St. Clair Shores. And can't get the first one to go. Second one is good. Edison State trying to hold on for the last shot. Would have been a disaster to turn it over on the inbound. 15 seconds. Board steps back for 3. Can't get much on it. UConn unable to save it with 10.7 to go.
Great defensive possession right there. Edison, they had a blown chance there, had a mismatch. Pearson versus Forrest for an easy 2-point basket at the rim. They missed it.
3 seconds. Forrest turned over. Pearson. There's just lob up a shot.
That could have been a 3-point foul right there. Guerin almost fouled the shooter on that half-court shot.
And that was really close. You make a good point. No, that would have not been good. It could have been a 2-possession game, most likely, if that foul was called. But Macomb will head into the fourth, up 58-49, trying to knock off Edison State. But still got a lot of work to do as the Chargers are trying to knock on the door. We're going to step aside. We'll be back for the fourth right here on the Macomb Athletics Network. Tonight's game is brought to you by First State Bank, community bank with nationwide ATMs and locations throughout Macomb County, Michigan, offering consumer and business banking since 1917. Go visit one of their branches today. I'd like to thank them for all what they do for sponsoring Macomb Athletics all year long. As we're ready to begin the fourth quarter of play, with Macomb up by 9 over the Chargers of Edison State. Alex Johnson and Tom Cavanaugh with you. Who's got a foul. Want to be on Prasnak.
Foul number 22, Ava Prasnak.
That's her third, leads the team now. Or sorry, fourth. And she's going to probably have to sit down. You need Prasnak defensively at the end of this game.
Now in for the Monarchs, number 1, Carissa Hankins.
Now Hankins able to get in just in time. Shot missed by Pearson. Jihad able to pick it up for her 12th on the game.
Somebody else has got to come to the basketball. Help out Forrest.
Forrest gets it down. Hankins all alone. Gets that one to go.
Nobody picked up Carissa Hankins. She was wide open on the block.
And just a collapse defensively, especially late in the ball game. Homan, no. Galovich gets down for it. And Dicko sends her to the ground.
Well done by Vanessa right there. She was guarding Dicko on the far block, and as soon as Homan went to the rim, she had to slide in and play defense and prioritize the ball carrier, and she comes down with the rebound and draws the foul.
Working it quickly, cutting in. Alea Forrest needs help. Working around Vanessa Galovich. Switching around here at the Chargers. Denying Jihad the ball.
Yeah, Dicko's playing nice defense now on Jihad, trying to limit that.
Galovich loses it. And a whistle. There'll be a travel call against Edison State. So Macomb will have it underneath. Hankins has to get it off, beat the 5 count, and it's going to be a 5-second violation. Just couldn't get it off in time. "25 turnovers tonight for the Monarchs.
That's incredible.
And they're up by 11.
That's why it's incredible.
I know.
25 turnovers and you're still winning the game by double digits. Wild.
Sydney Guerin will pick up a
Foul
foul.
Number 12, Sydney Guerin. For team second.
Just the shooting hasn't been there for Edison State, shooting below 28%.
It's been their kryptonite today, and the only reason they're not winning this game.
And they've taken 16 more shots.
Well done from Galovich. Didn't get the call, but tried for the charge.
Slowing it down here. Got to be smart with the basketball. Alea Forrest driving. Misses that one on the side of the rim.
It's the second time today that she's had to do that.
UConn. And she gets called for a walk. Great defense by Carissa Hankins.
And with Hankins staying in front of her, that forces UConn to have to take that pivot foot and spin, which made her drag the foot and led to the turnover.
We've seen a lot of those here today. Just sliding your feet. As Galovich is trapped. Was trying to get it to Guerin. Down on the ground, Jihad working for it.
Galovich actually tried to throw that pass to Guerin through the legs of one of her defenders.
Possession.
That was pretty cool.
So Macomb have it on the jump ball on the side. Clock at 10. Got to get a shot off. Jihad pulls one up from deep. And that's the one to go.
Wow.
Asi Jihad for 3.
What a game from Asi Jihad. My goodness. At the buzzer of the shot clock as well.
Yeah, just had to put up a prayer. Don't know how that one went in. 63-49. And Jihad now with 27 tonight.
Incredible.
But able to answer back is Emma Will.
3-point basket, Emma Will.
63-52.
Value that shot clock. Use that full 20, 25 seconds on these possessions. Still want to get a good shot, though.
Out there is Galovich. Went out of bounds off of Pearson. With 7:04 remaining.
Now in for the Monarchs, number 4, Zion Harris.
Zion Harris will come back in. And Hankins over. Clock at 10. Jihad going up for it. And we call for a travel.
Interesting call there. Seemed like there was more contact than moving feet.
And they're just not having it with the official tonight. Emma Will in the corner. Misses, rebound. Controlled by Jihad, number 13. On it up here. Hankins, double team, and a foul will be called.
Chargers foul number 4, Abby Yukon. Her second, team second.
These last 6.5 minutes
Now in for Edison State.
are going to be
Number 10,
dictated based on
Hughes.
Macomb's ability to limit the turnovers and also pull down defensive rebounds, not allowing
Monarchs,
Edison extra
number 2,
chances
Alea
with
Forrest.
offensive boards. So, I mean, Macomb, they're going to find their buckets in these last few minutes. I'm not going to say they're going to shoot 75%, but if you handle rebounding and turnovers, you'll win this ball game.
Got to be smart here. Going to be a blocking foul on the floor. That one is going to be on
Chargers
Hughes.
foul number 10, Allison Hughes. Her second, team third.
Harris going to down to Guerin. Going to reset here, 15 to work with.
That shot clock is your friend in a situation like this.
Alea Forrest going in is Galvich. Nice spin move and gets it to go.
Vanessa Galovich.
I'm stunned. Vanessa Galovich, she's only missed once today. What a spin move inside. Looking like prime Shaq.
That one is Holman from the top of the key. Galovich, just incredible for her here tonight with 18 points. Jihad with 27, but you got to give credit to Vanessa Galovich too for her performance here tonight.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, she's put multiple defenders in the spin cycle tonight, and Alea Forrest once again with the marquee left hand.
Back up by 15. Closer and closer to securing this one here. Hughes, mid-range jumper, no. Pearson picks up the board. Long two, missed. Yukon gets it back. Nothing but air on that one.
This has been incredibly bad shooting from Edison State. Not something that I would have ever predicted. As an 11-5 team, I mean, they were scoring anywhere from 65 to 70 points a game.
As Yukon will pick up a foul on Harris. Yeah, a
Chargers
team
foul
coming
number 4,
in
Abby Yukon.
to today.
Her team fourth.
As we look at it,
Now in for the
a
Chargers,
team
number
that shoots about
24,
35%
Morgan
from the field, under 22% from
Harris on the
downtown.
line. Shooting two.
They're actually not shooting too terribly from downtown, 35%, but that's also because Abby Yukon has 4 of those.
Up by 15.
And how about the free throw shooting today for Macomb?
Now in for Macomb.
I mean, just
number
really
1,
impressive.
Marissa
11 of
Hankins.
13 from the line. They only shot 2 free throws in the first half. They've shot 11 here in the second, and they've made 9 of those 11.
Yeah, it's just been really good when you're able to capitalize on most of your free throws. Make a difference. Comb back up by 16 as Jihad picks up a foul as Hughes was taking it to the basket.
Macomb foul number 11, Asi Jihad. Her second.
I mean,
Team
you're
third.
right. You take away 6 or 7 of these free throws right here, it's still a 7, 8, 9-point ball game. Very manageable for Edison State. Now, they can still come back, obviously, with 4.5 minutes. But, I mean, those free throws definitely widen a score farther than one might think.
Yeah, every miss, could come back. Makes 1 of 2. Yeah, time running out on Edison State. Forrest. Hankins. Run it in, get the screen. Going out there is Forrest. Nothing on that one. Edison State working a transition. Well, down here is Will. Put it up.
That felt like a jump ball. Sydney Guerin got all ball, kept her hand pressed on the basketball for a couple of seconds. That usually warrants a jump. But instead, going to be shots. Macomb needs to continue to work this shot clock here. Utilize those 20 to 25 seconds on each possession. And they're doing a really nice job of not allowing offensive rebounds for extra possessions or turning the ball over too many times.
Yeah, got to be able to do that here.
Especially in crunch time, because this is where games are won and lost, where teams make comebacks and teams crumble. That has not been Macomb to this point.
Have a decent size lead up by 14. Jihad on the baseline.
Got about 5 to shoot.
It went off. Went up for a shot. That one missed. Walking down here is Will. Will going up with it. Gonna stop. 20 on the shot clock. 3:35 to go in the game. Holman. Working it in is Board. Going up for it. Stepping back. Missing. Into the hands of Hankins. On the break. Puts one up. Let that little roll in, and that one goes through.
The scoop. Nice shot from one. Marissa Hankins with a little up and under.
Three minutes to go. On down low to Will from Board. Hughes has it, throwing up with it. Missing. Jihad.
Another strong rebound. And Jihad getting active with the hands, helping out defensively.
Aiming down for it. Going to be another tie-up. And it's going to go back down to Chargers' way.
Now in for Edison State, number 2, Emma Yukon.
Emma Yukon will come in for the first time today. And Zion Harris will be back in for Macomb. They'll be back in action on Saturday afternoon at 1 p.m. They'll welcome in Schoolcraft. The Ocelots will come on in to Macomb to start MCCAA East play at 1 p.m. Mentioned Schoolcraft receiving votes 12-3 on the season. Going to be interesting to see how this Monarchs team able to win here, going on the 5-game winning streak against a ranked team in Schoolcraft. It's going to be interesting to watch. You don't want to miss it. Misfired by Holman. I'll slow it down here. Guerin.
That's what I'd expect. They're pushing the tempo here.
Just a foul on Guerin, and that will put Edison State at the line. With 2:15 to go.
Macomb foul number 12, Sydney Guerin. Her 4th, team 5th. Now in for the Monarchs.
Knott will come in.
Number 20, Nevaeh Knott.
Looks like Jihad's night is done with the time remaining in the lead.
Yeah, you got to give her a ton of credit for what she did today. I mean, 27 points, 14 rebounds. She was 10 of 12 from the field. That's stellar. 2 of 3 from downtown, and also 5 of 5 from the free throw line. Every aspect of the game, she was awesome today. Also chipped in with 3 blocks and 1 steal, and only finished with 2 fouls. So she played solid defense without fouling.
And a timeout's going to be taken by Kirk Caroline with 2:06 to go.
That's a full timeout.
Yeah, just a great game for Jihad. You mentioned overall just phenomenal for her. The best game of her young collegiate career. Career high in points, 27, 14 rebounds. You nailed it right on the nose, Tom. So it's 70-56. Macomb trying to close things out here and go 5 in a row. We're going to step aside. We're back for a brief moment. We're back for the finish right here on the Macomb Athletics Network. We'll be back in action on Saturday afternoon as the Monarchs will welcome in the Ocelots of Schoolcraft College to begin MCCAA East play. The women will begin at 1 p.m., then the men will be right afterwards at 3 o'clock p.m. Catch those games live on the Macomb Athletics Network.
Seems both teams have put in a few of their reserves.
We have 14-point lead, 2 minutes left. Ruby Sanderson in. Going out low to Ryan Manchik. 7 on the shot clock. Want to get it down low. And that one up and in.
Faith Wyke, nice bucket.
Her first basket of the game for Wyke. One up there is Will. That's off the top of the rim. Now Harris. Working around. Over to Ruby Sanderson. Off iron. In the corner. Trying to get it out. As it's going to be off of Macomb. 1:21 to go. And just going to be an incredible win here.
I'm really impressed. You got Kelsey Edel coming in, by the way, in just a few seconds. She was a late addition to the team. But, I mean, you look at how this game started. Macomb was so sharp offensively. They knocked down all their shots to begin, and they never really fell off. And when they did find their dry spells shooting the ball, they would play great defense. I know they turned the ball over a lot. But, Alex, you look at those last 6.5 minutes of play is when I kind of mentioned turnovers and defensive rebounding are going to be the keys. They executed both of those perfectly, and they still found their baskets. I mean, in the last 6 minutes, they only scored 10 points, but they did enough defensively, and they limited the amount of chances that the Chargers got to be able to have this big of a lead and kind of let some of their reserves come in late with a minute to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Dicko fouled out, and coming in will be Board. Yeah, it's just been a great game. For Macomb, they'll have to work on some things, obviously, before that Schoolcraft game on Saturday. And that one is going to be a difficult one. You'll be here at home, but Schoolcraft, one of the top teams here in this league, they're going to be ready for.
And Alex, I know we've talked about the shooting struggles, the scoring struggles overall for this Macomb team, but 3 out of their last 5 games, they've scored over 70 points. So, I mean, this is a team that can score in bunches, and we're seeing it here today, especially with girls like Asi Jihad and Vanessa Galovich having sensational career-high nights.
Ball is missed by Jenna Dirksen. And a foul will be called. A rebound on Kelsey Edel.
Monarch foul number 13, Kelsey Edel, her first.
So Macomb will improve to 8-6.
Emma Yukon on the line.
Edison State will fall to 11-6. It'll be the winners of 5 in a row.
And I think those games against Mid-Michigan and Lansing, their last 2 losses, Hocking as well, 2 of their last 3 losses, those paid dividends for games like this. You play stellar competition and you lose by big margins. You play teams that are more down to your talent level and you dominate.
Yeah, just incredible work as we got another foul with 31.9 to go on Ruby Sanderson. So more free throws come up here.
Macomb foul number 5, Ruby Sanderson.
And for Edison State, they'll look to, when they'll get into conference play on in the OCCAA, just when you come off almost 3 weeks of not playing, that rust kind of a bit of a factor.
Maisie Strasser on the line, shooting 2.
They're shooting 24% from the field tonight. You're not going to win many games with that, and we saw that with Macomb when they were shooting under 30% early on in the season, especially in those games against Mid-Michigan and Lansing. Going 1 of 2 for the line. So 1 second difference between shot clock and game clock. Sanderson has to get it off at least. Edel will team over to Sanderson. Manchuk pulls up for a shot. No. Rebound wobbled around. Over to Sanderson. Gets that one to go.
Ruby Sanderson.
With 8 seconds. One more shot here for Edison State. Will they get anything off? They will. And that one is going to be missed by Jordan Smith to end this one. And what an impressive win for the Monarchs here tonight. knocking off the Edison State Chargers 76-57, led by Asi Jihad with a career-high 27 points and 14 rebounds.
Unbelievable night for Asi Jihad. As we mentioned a few minutes ago, just did everything offensively, defensively, so well. Give credit to Vanessa Galovich as well. 29 minutes, 18 points. She notches a career high as well. 4 of 4 from the free throw line. She was 6 of 7 shooting. Knocked down 2 threes as well. And, I mean, this team as a whole, they did everything so well. 13 of 15 from the free throw line. We talked about it at halftime. They only had 2 made free throws. Needed to get to the line more. They did that, and they knocked down nearly all of them. 3-point percentage. Only shot 14 three-pointers today, Alex. That is way below their average number of attempted three-pointers. They made half of those. Sydney Guerin was big from deep. We talked about it as well. Galovich and Jihad with a pair apiece. But 52 total shots, only 14 of those are beyond the arc. I think we're seeing a little change in the tide here with this Monarchs team and their ability to their shot selection and how they're finding success. Because, take me back. About a week or two ago, we'd see this team putting up 25 to 33s a game and still making about 7 of them. That is so many points left off the board in a game like this where you could, and they did, go to Jihad in the paint. She had a great night. So did Galovich, and this team's on a roll.
Yeah, absolutely. It's coming at the right time. Right when conference play is about to begin on Saturday, you're going to look at that same mindset, that same game plan against another top team in this conference, and Schoolcraft coming in. We mentioned receiving votes, having 12-plus wins on the season. It's going to be a tall task, but if they play the same style of play like they did against this Edison State team, holding them to under 24% from the field, you're in a good position, to be in prime position, rather, to win that ball game.
I'd say so, but the only two things that, I mean, for most of the game they struggled with, down the stretch they did a nice job, and I still think the only reason Macomb really did win this ball game was because of their 2 top scorers. Also because Edison was 16 of 68 shooting for a pitiful 23.5%. Now, if they play Schoolcraft and they turn the ball over 28 times and they allow 17 offensive rebounds, they're not going to win that game. So they have to limit the turnovers and they have to box out and not allow these Schoolcraft Ocelots to grab 15 to 20 offensive rebounds for some extra buckets. If they do that, Macomb will be in good shape.
Yeah, absolutely. They'll work on those things, especially on defense, which will win you games in the long run, Tom. You got it right on the head. That's going to do it for us here tonight in this basketball doubleheader. The Monarchs won this one by a score of 76-57, and the women's basketball team is winners of 5 in a row. And it's just impressive to watch as MCCAA East play will begin on Saturday. On behalf of everyone here at the Macomb Athletics Network, we have my partner Tom Calvin. I'm Alex Johnson. Thank you for tuning in to tonight's games here on the Macomb Athletics Network. We'll be back here on Saturday afternoon for a basketball doubleheader against Schoolcraft, with the women playing at 1 p.m. and the men playing at 3 p.m. Have a good night.